It's not an ideal setup.
So we the Cincinnati, North Carolina Bearcats. No kidding.
All right. Everybody hear us? Someone they line? Make sure you're on. Make sure you're on mute. We're about to start. All right.
It's one fantastic ride. A turbocharged tech and smell. New Kia Forte. So if my parents are eligible for.
Sorry, guys. That was my game stream still showing up. Got David and Mika.
David, just take us through that last play from your perspective. Obviously, kind of throwing up a wild shot and then getting your miss and putting it back.
Yeah, well, I remember last time in Temple, I told you guys I feel like I worked so hard, but one of the areas I feel like I neglected was my floaters. And I've been putting extra time on that this past week, and I wanted to get to my spot. If I work on it, I knew I could make it, and I was able to grab the rebound. But none of that was possible without my teammates and coaches. And a guy like Shuey stepping up to the plate and being himself put us in a position for me to have that moment, for us to have that moment.
Mika, team was struggling offensively a little in the first half. What were you able to do to get going and kind of carry the load while things were going slow?
My teammates, they found me and just shots just fell, just being aggressive. And obviously shots fell tonight.
Mike, it feels like I think maybe the Tulsa game at home and then obviously this game, you've been a lot more aggressive offensively, maybe especially, if it's a game where they need you. Is that something you're conscious of, something you're trying to do?
Yeah, obviously just to help my team out, do anything I need them to do, whether it's getting in the lane, passing, finding teammates, or, trying to score and be aggressive. But overall, just be aggressive for my team. I know that's a big leadership thing too as well. So just being aggressive for my team.
When there's a hot hand out there, do you guys sense that on the floor and try to feed you, Mike, or try to feed David when he's getting hot? Is that something you guys try to cater to, as being so unselfish as you guys have shown all season?
I feel like the ball is gonna come to you if you're having a night. But just keep playing and just flowing in the game, because like it's gonna come to you regardless, So just keep playing.
David, did coach talk to you and JD at halftime about being more aggressive? It looked like both of you came out a lot more aggressive to start the second half.
Yeah, I know. Well, he talked to me. I'm pretty sure he talked to JD, but he talked to me just about the coverages that they were playing. And they were really being aggressive with me, especially on the ball screen. So he was just wanting me to give it up, move without the ball, and get it back into space and create from there.
You guys done? Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
David, I know coach has talked about he doesn't want the other team to set up, and that's why he doesn't necessarily always call a timeout there at the end. But what is the game plan in those situations where he's kind of let you guys play in those moments?
Coach do such an unbelievable job of instilling confidence in us. And man, all he preaches: defend, play together, play for each other, and he gonna let us be us on offense. And he continued to draw plays for us down the stretch, and he was able to get a good action for us down the stretch. And I was just glad that we were able to bring it home from him, because he had that much belief in us.
David, how frustrating! You did a great job on Newton all night, and then he got going, hitting those last three shots. Is that frustrating, or is that just the game?
It's just a part of the game, but it's unacceptable from my end. He about 6'5", but that's no excuse. I'm gonna watch the film. I'm pretty sure some things that I could have did better to help my team down the stretch. So I'll be better from it to be able to stay and sustain that the whole game.
You guys have played really great defense the last two games, but also have given up over 20 and 25 free throw attempts, over 25 this game and over 30 the last game. Is there anything you guys can tweak in terms of how you're playing them tight on those shots?
We like they said, look at the film, see what we could do better, see what we could tweak. But just, I don't know. The refs just haven't been on our side lately. I don't know what it is. There's no excuse though, but we're gonna try to look at film and just see what we could do better in advance.
Michael, was the call on that last possession to get the ball into David's hands?
Did we draw that from? Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. It was either I get down hole or look at Dave and let him do him and let him make plays as he usually do.
Felt like Abdul had maybe his best game in a while. I know it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but what do you think he did, especially defensively, to impact the game?
It was our anchor, on and off the court. And each and every game he goes out there and does the little things for us, which is really the big things that allow us to be us. And his rim protection is crazy. And that just duel. He just went out there and beat him, and he was the leader that we needed, especially down the stretch.
Was there any more
Did you get
emphasis?
any?
Go ahead, Chad. You can go.
Micah, did you get any explanation on the charge call at the end?
No, he just was out the circle. I didn't see it or notice it at the time, but yeah, he just was out the circle, and I gotta make a better play at the end.
Was there any more emphasis on getting into the paint, getting closer shots to the basket in this game? You guys outscored them 26-10 and really controlled that throughout the contest.
No, I mean, coach, like he was just saying, just run. He was saying he didn't want to call any plays for us. He just wanted us to play our game and just, be ourselves.
You guys have played well on defense in the second halves, but obviously offensively there's been struggles. What's the key? Obviously you're playing a couple games at home, but what's the key moving forward to avoiding those second half letdowns?
Just continue to band together and fight. Coach always preaches, especially in practice when it's the last few drills of practice. Stay together, dig in, so we can have moments where we can prevail like that. So I'm pretty sure we'll go back and watch film, and it's something we'll have to address if we want to be successful moving forward, and we will. Yeah.
I'll go to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
sir.
Guys.
You can mute it. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna have coach pretty
Thanks,
soon.
fellas.
Muted.
Yes. Thank you.
Muted.
Keith, we can hear you.
Okay. All right, you guys ready for coach?
Can you guys hear me?
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Well, needless to say, you win a one possession game, and it feels a lot better than losing a one possession game a couple days ago. It's just night and day. So certainly proud of our guys. I wasn't disappointed last week in Philadelphia with our players. I was just disappointed with the result and wanted us to dig down to try to figure out a way to win one more. We had a good week of practice, and we found a way to win one. I thought we executed really well in the last possession, and that's exactly how we practice it. Miss a 4-footer, get your own rebound, go back and make it. That's how we drew it up. But no, I thought we did a nice job executing the counter to one of our favorite plays and got David a good look, and he missed it, but did a nice job getting it back and made a big time play. And I know he was kind of hanging on to the one he missed at Temple that he felt like kind of cost us an opportunity to keep the game going. And so it's really good to see him have a moment. He's worked so hard on his game. Really happy to see Mike. I mean, we've not scored, been able to score the ball well here the last 3 halves we played, but specifically the last 2 second halves. And so we, got to get back to the drawing board and execute and get our guys playing with a little more pop and confidence on offense. But that said, I thought Micah did a tremendous job of carrying us offensively tonight, and he's been due for that kind of a breakout game because he's been showing it to us in practice all years. We told you guys many times. So really happy for him. But listen, you got to try to get a stop to win a game. That's what I love. We weren't able to do it, so let's score it to win a game, and that's the next best thing, I guess.
You guys did a great – my turn. You guys did a great job on Newton throughout the game. He was 0 for 6 going into that final stretch. Was it just shot making, his ability to keep fighting through it that gave you trouble at the end there?
He's a great player, and he's had a great year to date. And I thought we'd done a really good job on him, for the 40 minutes we guarded him at home. And as you said, probably about another, 30 some minutes here. So give him credit first. I thought Dave, probably wore down a little bit defensively, and I thought kind of reached in and fouled and lost some defensive discipline. But Dave's guarded him for the majority of the time we played him for 2 straight games, and we've done a nice job. So I think Dave deserves a lot of credit for guarding him, but maybe we could have done a better job there in the last 6-8 minutes.
Coach, that last possession at Temple, you didn't like kind of the look towards the end, called that late timeout. What's going through your head this time, and how hard is it for you to kind of let it play through?
I always think, if you're on the free throw line, you have a chance to sub to get the right lineup in. You should be practicing your actions, right? So you should have enough at your disposal to get a good shot. So we can get a call in and we can get the right lineup in. We're generally not going to call timeout unless there's some other extenuating circumstance. That's what I've always kind of believed as a coach. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way, but that's what I believe. We got a really good shot. We got the board and scored it. And then you have it. I like having that timeout in my back pocket, in case you miss and you want to set a, foul and got to set up something crazy or for any other situation. And as you saw at Temple, Justin, having that timeout there, if you're broken down, you can call a play and then set one of your side out plays down the stretch to give you another chance to execute something good. So, my college coach is notorious for holding on to timeouts, and I've never felt, quite as interested in holding on to them as he has. But I do believe that unless you need them for other reasons, it's good to have them in your back pocket down the stretch for situations.
Coach, you guys outscore the Pirates 26-10 in the paint. It really felt like you just controlled that part of the floor on both ends. And Abdullah Duke, especially defensively, leads the team with a positive 12 plus minus. And what kind of effect did you see him have, especially defensively? Because it's not always as easy to see, like Justin mentioned a little bit earlier, what he does offensively, but his defensive effect was out there.
Yeah, I think, Abdul and Hayden, the effect they have on our defense around the rim, it doesn't show up like the collective effect of it will never show up in a stat sheet because it's a possession in, possession out effect. I mean, I think we looked down at the stats at halftime, and I don't think they'd made a 2-point field goal. in the first half. You guys have to go back and look at it, but I'm not sure they made a 2-point field goal in the first half. I think they had hit 5 threes in the first half. Yeah, looking at it right here. They were 5 for 12, from 3, and they were 5 for 24 from the field. So that has a lot to do with the rim presence that we have with those guys. They deserve a tremendous amount of credit for the collective effect they have on making it tough to score on us. We got to do a better job. I thought we did some great things defensively tonight. We got to do a better job of playing defense without fouling, because I like the way that we guarded tonight. I like the way that we guarded the rim tonight. We just can't commit those kind of silly fouls around the basket to put people on the free throw line. And you look down and, they shot 27 free throws, and you saw that in Philadelphia. So we got to really address that.
What is it in the second half on the offensive ends that you feel like has been a struggle the past 2 games?
Well, if I knew what it was, I would have already corrected it. No, I mean, it's hard to win on the road, and they're a good basket. They're 10-1, going into this game here in this building. And they were down 20 against UCF in this building recently and came back and won in overtime. I mean, it's hard to win basketball games on the road against good teams. And this is a good basketball team, and they're hard to beat here. And, they did a nice job of making it difficult. Some things kind of didn't go our way, and you find yourself in kind of a shutout. But when I'm going to spin it back around on you, Justin. I know it's not what you're looking for, but you hold people under 60, you're going to have a chance to win every game. And that's what I'm most proud of. And you guys have seen this over the course of the year already. We're going to have good offensive nights. I mean, this is a good enough offensive team. We're going to have some nights, but we're going to have some droughts too. And sometimes they happen when you least want them to happen. But I thought our guys did a nice job of kind of playing through it.
Happy to get at least a 5-6 week break from Vance Jackson.
Man, gosh, he likes playing against Bearcats, doesn't he? I mean, I hadn't had a chance to look at the stat sheet, but yeah, 25, 8 for 17, 4 for 8, 5 for 7, 10 rebounds. I mean, he probably loves me. He probably loves our basketball team. But listen, I thought at times we did a great job of closing to him, making it difficult, putting him in tough situations. And I thought at times we didn't, but give him a ton of credit. He's a really good basketball player and has presented a lot of problems for us over 2 games.
Is John Newman doing something wrong on his timeout calls? It seems like he's had a tough time the past 2 games getting those.
I'll have to go watch the tape. We specifically talked about it coming out of our timeouts that, like we have 2, which again is one of the reasons we'd like to have them. I'll be clear, guys. If I need to call a timeout in the first half, I'll do it. I mean, I'll call timeouts if I need, but if I don't, I like having them for situations like that. And, we talked about it. We practiced it. That was a tough play. To know kind of what the count was or how he didn't do it, I think we'll have to go back and review the tape. I was about 65 feet away.
Anything else? Right.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll get this up on YouTube here in a little bit. If anybody needs the raw file, I can definitely send it over.
Sorry. Nice to meet you. I don't.
Thanks, David.
Nice to meet you. Take care. Yep.